Hey, coming up right now, it's a road rage incident caught on tape, but this one stinks because of how things played out.
Oh boy, also coming up, an accused killer, Luigi Mangione, getting his own musical.
Yeah, you're going to shake your head at this one. And also, NBA star LeBron James becomes a first Ken-bassador Barbie doll. We'll explain.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
She certainly is. I'm Mitch English. Kids, welcome to Daily Flash. Y'all be cool. Nick's mom's here.
Okay, shh, don't cuss.
So no cussing, Brady.
No cussing.
Turn it up. It's fine.
Oh,
No
turn it up,
cussing.
Nick says. All
No
right.
cussing, no dirty
Making
stories.
sure the dirty stories and dirty words are said is James on the floor. How are you, Jamie?
I missed the memo. I need to be straight.
Pinstripes, yeah.
Pinstripes, yes.
James taking care of social. To my right is Matt Doolittle.
And all that work you can see on our website at dailyflashshow.com. You can see all the links to all of our socials, YouTube, Instagram, the Facebooks, if you still do that one. All that fun stuff,
The Facebooks.
TikTok. And you can send us a note, flash@dailyflashshow.com. Like, subscribe, share, all the social things you should be doing.
The book face. The Grams.
The Grams. Oh, yeah. When MySpace is around, it was called My Face.
My face.
Are you guys familiar with the parking ticket phenomena in Philadelphia? There was a reality show called, I think it was Parking Wars.
Yeah. I've seen
Yes.
that.
Right?
I watched that a few times.
So the city of Philadelphia is taking it up a level. They've been sending out warnings to drivers, but as of now, buses and trolleys, approximately 200 of them, are now being outfitted with cameras. And when they roll down the streets, those cameras will find out if a car is illegally parked or if it has not paid the parking meter. And drivers will get an automatic ticket. No longer will you find one on your windshield.
Yeah.
You'll get it in the mail, or your car's going to get towed. And then you'll realize that you've not been paying your parking ticket.
So my son's a cop, and I did a ride along with me, and he has this really cool camera in the thing.
Yeah.
And so it's similar to this. You'll see cars they're cop cars. They just drive through parking lots. So they have
Yeah.
all these cameras on top. All they're doing is reading the plates. These things can. He goes, yeah. Let me show you something, Dad. And so we were going by. A car was way down the road. And it picked it up. It could tell you where it's last place it was seen. It can GPS it and everything. So putting them on the buses, since they're going down the routes all the time, they can check it. They can see if they're there, or even it's helped out with stolen vehicles as
Yes.
well.
Oh,
so there's some other sides on that. So if they have to do something, technology's here to use it. Why not?
It's interesting that you say that, because they're saying that they have record low numbers in the Philadelphia Police Department. So this is, in their justification, a way to utilize work smarter, not harder. So they're not spending time training people to go out and give parking tickets. Instead, they're using their resources in other places. And the cameras that are attached to the buses and trolleys will be doing the work of handing out the parking tickets.
Now we all go, oh, this is great. We're going to get, so people are going to park and they're going to pay their bills. How far along is it going to be to where it picks up your face as a bus goes by? And,
That
the cameras
is
are everywhere.
true.
You're like, well, I won't go to the Super Bowl. They'll never see
Yeah.
me. But if you're walking down the street and a bus comes by and has one of these cameras on, you're not even going to know.
Tags on a warrant or something.
They're going to catch you.
They've got it in.
Matt, I've told you, they're going to get you.
They've got it at certain theme parks that if you are trespassed and you step foot on property, they will find you very quickly.
Really? I've always wondered how
Have
they
they?
do that.
Yes.
Have you been able to get in?
I got out of that one time, and I'm good. All right? If I can walk away from that one.
They did.
Appeal.
You returned the change to the fountain, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good.
That's why I got
And that's
the
all that
uplift,
matters.
changes.
So, and I bring that up because it's like, well, this will bring in more
It's
money for the
true.
city and it's cheaper, but it's also one more step for us getting closer to, and whether side you're on that's fine, but the facial identification is going to be.
It's a little, to me, it can cross into the line of a violation of privacy. And at what point will speeding tickets start to be handed out this way as well?
They already have
gonna
the
do
cameras,
speed.
the red light
Those are the
cameras.
The red light
all the time.
cameras,
So,
right?
yeah.
So are speeding cameras next?
Look, I'm
better
like
not.
this. it didn't happen if no cop was there. So just leave it alone, and we just go from there. I mean, there are certain exceptions to the rule, and
Right.
they're not really breaking laws or hurting anybody. So
I've always said if they send you a picture of you breaking the law, you just take a picture of the money you would have sent and send it back.
it's like, there you go.
Say, well, we're doing it on camera, right?
Same idea, right? It's an imaginary ticket. It's an imaginary.
I don't see it.
Now you can just fight it and go, that was AI.
It was
It
AI.
wasn't me, it was AI.
See, that's great.
Yeah, there's a lot that we're
Yeah.
going to see, but it is interesting that is going to bring in more money, and it's very cheap. But it also shows us where we're at with AI and with technology.
You're
It's
just
gonna
going to
take our
be,
jobs.
you're not going to be able to get away with as much.
If you don't do anything wrong, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's true.
Keep
That is
in
true.
mind. A bizarre road rage incident caught on camera. Cops say that a 44-year-old Pennsylvania woman, very angry, that she went and crapped on another driver's car.
Oh,
Very classy. It was a very nice, classy event. The suspect told cops someone called her a name, and that provoked her, which would same to me, to go take a crap on her hood.
Blankhead.
A witness caught the entire thing on video, and it was posted on Instagram and just plopped right down on there. Cops said they were able to identify her as Christina Salamento from Delaware County, who had eaten corn. She had, huh?
shut up. Not corn. I don't think we know what she ate.
Yeah, maybe Chipotle.
That's not it. She was dubbed the Delco Deucer by residents. I'm not making that part up.
That's gonna stick.
The 44-year-old charged indecent exposure and depositing waste on a highway.
I didn't know that was a charge.
I didn't know it was a charge. That's what the AI should be for.
And I'm in trouble.
Oh my God.
It's like those truckers
man.
you always see. Boy, they sure do love Mountain Dew, but it's in a A&W root beer bottle.
Oh, not
What's
right.
up with that?
That's so not right. So I did a little research on this
Okay, please
story.
say it. Oh,
The Delta Deucer is my favorite, though. I mean, come on.
that's awesome.
I was like in tears when I read that. So apparently she has an OnlyFans page.
Oh no.
What did she do on that? What did she do on
So
that?
I immediately thought the same thing you did. She shows her feet.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
all right. There's
But
people that
after
are into
seeing
that.
this, would you really want to see her feet?
No,
No.
I don't want.
She just seems
didn't wait
dirty.
for
Just
It
dirty.
would take me a while to digest that and to understand why I would want to see her feet. Look, people are crazy. I'm just telling you. That's why you got to
100%
drive.
cuckoo.
Yeah, they're going to do stuff like they're going to crap on your car.
Why you just leave stuff
Like
alone?
y'all do on my
Leave
Prius. You
stuff
crap
alone.
on me, with all your bad jokes. My wife's Prius when I have to drive. And this is literally crapping on a car.
Wait, I think this is proof we have a serious mental illness problem in this country.
That's true.
No
I mean,
skid
who-
marks. That's what is interesting about. I'm going through them all.
Could you
I
imagine,
have got a
like,
whole list.
You know, in Philadelphia, they've got the parking ticket cameras. Are we going to have poop cameras before too long?
People
There you
do.
go.
Just analyze it.
Is that what
Are
we're
the
gonna
AIs
do?
going, like, this person's not supposed to be doing this, at least.
Check with your doctor because you might have a serious issue here.
Major problem.
Forget the poop in the box. We got you on camera.
It's
We got
there.
you on a Nissan.
That's not right. An accused murderer will be the subject of a
This
new
is-
musical set to premiere next month in, you guessed it, San Francisco.
Hello, Frisco.
Luigi the musical will also feature two of Luigi Mangione's fellow inmates, Sean Diddy Combs and Sam Bankman-Fried. Producers say the play is already sold out and previews begin in June. Mangione is currently facing both state and federal charges after investigators say he fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson on the sidewalk in New York. The husband and father of two was in the city for a meeting when he was shot outside of his hotel. That trial is tentatively set to begin in December.
Everybody's laughing at it. Ha ha, this is great. I need people to pull back and just think about how disgusting this actually is.
It's sick.
The trial has not happened as well, so this could have,
No.
just more people knowing about it. That sort of
Yeah.
thing. And the end result is that somebody was murdered, shot in the head. I don't care where you're at on the political field of this or how you feel about it. If your child, your dad, your uncle, your brother, anybody was murdered and you see this sort of thing,
Yeah.
imagine if that was you. And obviously that's the blanket thing that people would say. How can you defend putting something like this
on.
together?
Yes.
And making them, it's because you're making them heroes.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Like, I get that there's that weird fascination that some women have with prisoners. We saw it with the Menendez brothers. We saw it with Ted Bundy.
The Night Stalker guy.
With Night Stalker guy. And maybe with this. But to do a
Richard
musical based on this guy at this particular
It's
moment
not
is
funny.
disgusting.
It's not funny to me at all.
It's not funny.
And you know what? It shows the lack of creativity that you have. And then also, Diddy, that had nothing to do with, right?
They're prison mates.
That's it. But are they?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, you're really pushing towards it. And that's the thing. I think that when you just pull the low hanging fruit, that's the crap you're going to get. San Francisco, have at it. Go at it.
Right.
Just sell it out up and down. And know that who goes in there, you're supporting basically a murderer. And what does that say about you?
Yeah, and it's sold out. Who bought the tickets?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, right? Come on. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that.
Right.
Really hard time. I think they're saying that just to promote it.
Or a company or some kind of big
Some
organization.
political organization. Yeah.
It's sad that it's.
Yeah, for sure.
We have more Flash when we return. Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. Ladies and gents, it's time to get flashed.
Yes.
Not like that. This is where we actually get questions from you, the viewer, and we share our reactions.
Each one of us will get about 15 seconds to sound off on the story, and we want you at home to be a part of the convo and share your comments. Okay, here we go.
This is the first one?
This was sent in by a viewer. Take a listen.
Things happen.
I'm sorry, don't
I
take
had
it.
no idea. I'm sorry, but when I found out, I told you. I'm sorry.
Look, bro.
Don't take this out on my
I'm gonna
baby.
tell y'all one more time. Y'all need to leave.
We're not leaving.
Oh, it's funny?
You
It's
can't
funny?
tell him to leave my house.
It's funny?
We're not going nowhere.
Oh, you ain't gonna go nowhere?
We're not,
It's my baby
we're
boy.
not going
My
nowhere,
baby boy, my
bro.
cousin.
I
He
take you
ain't
as a
supposed to
joke.
stay.
Hey, bro,
I
y'all
take
need
you
to
as a
leave,
joke, bro.
Why are you
Y'all
taking
need
this
to
out on my
leave,
baby?
bro.
Why you taking
take
this
you
out
as
on
a
the
joke,
baby?
bro.
Y'all are welcome here. She can stay.
Okay, in the video, a mom drops off her daughter at a family birthday party. Turns out the mom lied to the family for about 6 years about who the real father is to the child. All the while, she was getting child support from the guy, I believe the one standing in the doorway. He wants the daughter to leave, but his sister says, no, she should stay. So who should get flashed in this case? Mitch, I'll start with you.
Jerry Springer.
Maury
or Maury,
Povich.
one or the other. Actually, okay. Here's the thing. I believe it takes a village. Number one. I also believe that it's when you have a child, the person that raised them, it doesn't have anything to do with genetics. It's the person that actually raises them. It should be the father, right? Nature over nurture, that sort of thing. To this case, we're forgetting that there was a child involved in all this, and she's seeing, or the child is seeing all this. It's got to be confusing, right?
Yeah, of course. Matt, your
Yeah,
thoughts?
look, this is completely on the mother. She knew what she was doing. She was collecting money from somebody else when she all along knew the other person was the father. But I mean, Mitch is right. The father is the person that raised you. It's not necessarily, who created you, but it's who raised you. And it's all on the mother.
Yeah, I say take the child inside of the party and let the child be with the family while this guy and the other woman battle it out outside instead of in front of the child. Because
Andrea,
then there's this
100%.
weird dynamic, and this kid will be scarred for life because she'll remember this, and it's like she's being rejected by this family she thought was hers.
And of course, now it's on social media forever, so she can go back and relive this.
100%.
Show it to her therapist.
And that kid now associates that there's going to be issues every time we go. And a kid should only be worried about how much cake and ice cream they're going to be able to get when it comes to a party.
100%,
Right?
yeah.
That's sad to see that.
And unfortunately, this kind of sets a precedent for her how relationships are supposed to be. And,
Gosh,
and
right
that's,
on the money, yeah.
that's not right. Up next, one viewer asks, should this mom get flashed? Take a look at this.
Yes, I am the mother whose daughter was invited to Disneyland by her dad's side of the family, and I am not allowing her to go unless the rest of the kids are invited. I have 6 kids total, so she has 5 sisters and brothers, ranging from 15 to 1. I am not going to allow one child to go to Disneyland. Every kid's dream is Disneyland.
Okay, so we looked at the comments for this video, and many people said the dad is under no obligation to take her other children to Disneyland. Should the mom get flashed for denying her daughter the right to go with her dad to Disneyland? Mitch?
I think this is a divorce mom and dad that had not worked it out. I 100%. I think that look, I remember my trips with my dad. He used to work for Domino's Pizza for a while, and when I was real young, and he would take me on these trips, and I was the only one. And that was that one time where I felt like it was just me and my dad and that sort of thing. So why would you deny, no matter, take everything else out of the aspect, why you wouldn't want to single out just that one child? But number one, that's his child. The other ones are not, right? It's my understanding from getting from that.
Right, Maddie.
Yeah, if I'm this dad, I'm just going to be like, yeah, no, we're not going to Disney, and then all of a sudden just take her to Disney because that's his kid. Yeah. That he has no responsibility to the rest of those siblings. He doesn't. If they're not his kids, he wants to take this one. That's fine. He should just sneak her away. Don't even tell him
pay
about
for
it.
6 kids to go to Disney.
No, that's like $5,000.
No, but seriously, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's just for the admission to get into the park. That's not for all the extras that you got to pay for. And she mentions that she has 5 other children ages 1 to 17.
Okay.
So you're telling me that this dad has to be responsible for an infant to a 17-year-old at Disney that aren't his children.
They're under 2, they get in free.
Okay, can I'll play devil's advocate here for a second. Yeah, Satan. Okay. But I'll also say that as a mom trying to keep a family cohesive and that sort of thing, I can understand that sort of thing. And you are now singling out that child that she is different from everybody else. Maybe that's what's going on in her mind. But again, that was taking away one-on-one time with a dad that wanted to spend time with her kids and taking to Disneyland as well. So I think, Mom, I think you need to just take off a little bit of pride and let dad have this.
Yeah, fair point, because I'm assuming that they're sort of, the visitation rights. So like Matt said, if he gets her for a weekend, then that's when he takes her to Disneyland.
Then all of a sudden they're taking Instagrams in front of the castle, honestly.
We want you to sound off on this. Leave a comment on our socials, and we might share it with you on the show. We're going to turn to some entertainment news now. New York officials have finally apologized for killing a beloved squirrel and raccoon. The new director of the Department of Environmental Conservation released a statement admitting their wrongdoing. The agency raided an upstate farm late last year after getting a complaint from a neighbor about a political sign. Mark Longo and his wife run an animal rescue operation. Their squirrel Peanut was a social media sensation along with his best friend Fred the raccoon. Both were seized during a violent raid on the couple's home and euthanized with claims of concerns over rabies. Neither animal tested positive for rabies. The couple is still waiting for their remains to be returned. It took the DEC more than 5 months to issue the couple an apology.
And, for the political implications that come along with this is what's really horrible about all this. And I think you were seeing it now with, I don't care what side of the fence you're on with it. Why would you destroy somebody's vehicle because it's a brand of somebody you don't like, who only owns 13% of that company? And, I got to say, if you go look at some other politicians, they have money involved in a lot of other car corporations too.
So I'm sure there's a lot more to this story, and maybe following the money would give us a better insight. But still, I can imagine they're just enraged.
We love animals, don't we?
Yes.
Do that.
Hey now, welcome to Furry Friends for this week. And in this one, I got to see the future of how our furry friends will be taken care of while meeting a few furry, fluffy, and scaly friends at the Global Pet Expo right here in Orlando. Check it out.
So this is Yeti here. He's actually, for his size, he is 6 months old, and he's already 12 pounds. So your normal household cat doesn't even really get to 10 pounds. So he's pretty big. He is a Maine Coon, and his coloring is called Black Smoke.
Okay.
So you can tell he kind of has a lot of smoke around his mane, and between his fur, it's really white at the base, so it kind of shines through. Yes, you can pet him.
Oh, fluffy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So this is Wolf, and Wolf is 2.5 years old.
Oh, wow. You can see the size difference.
Yes, he has a very large head. So he is 2.5. He's also a Maine Coon, and he's also a Black Smoke, too. So a little different. He's a little lighter Yeti, and he's a little darker, but same thing where the base of the fur is light.
These guys are 11-week-old Akita French Bulldog mixes, and their mom was sent to our rescue, Florida Little Dog Rescue, from the shelter. And these guys were born into rescue. And
look at you.
They are up for adoption.
You're convincing me.
Get your hand in the shot.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hey guys, I got to tell you, touching that snake, it took that little girl so much effort to get me to just go over there and pet it.
Yeah.
I don't do snakes.
Me neither, man. Ugh. I got to tell you, Matt, so when you went to this expo, what can we see as like, I don't know, the next big thing that you saw there at the expo? What are we going to start seeing more of?
I think the greatest thing, and I'll have a longer version of this on our website at dailyflashshow.com, but they're really getting into naturalizing pet food. You know, we're used to just giving our pets, whether it's cats, dogs, or, you know, even snakes or whatever, you know, just the generic kibble and everything like that.
Okay.
They're really getting into getting more naturalistic food into our animals so they live longer.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, you think about that in relationship to the health world. Mark Cuban came out and said, look, the next big thing is going to be medicine and specialized medicine. This makes sense that it would be for pets.
Half the convention was nothing but natural pet foods. It's not even the toys. It's not, you know, the extra little litter boxes and everything like that. It was really getting more into the health and the diets of our animals, because they're seeing in these studies that the animals will live longer. You know, your typical dog lives to be about 12, 13. They're saying if you feed them better, they will live into their 20s.
Yeah, just think about that.
If you look at some of the ingredients on some of these pet foods, it's mind-boggling. So you have to think you're allowing that food to go into your pet's body, and then you wonder why they have problems with their joints or they get sick. Yeah.
I will tell you, though, it's funny to see some of the influencer pets that were there, because they have their own name tags and everything.
Yes.
But the people, they don't like to call them owners, the persons of the animal, they like to dress like the animal, and the animal has no idea what's going on, and the person is getting more out of it than anything. It was really interesting.
All right, and how many times did you hear the word "my fur baby"?
Oh, that was everything. That was everything. But I will tell you, some of the sweetest dogs there. Florida Little Dog Rescue had them out there, and you could snuggle the puppies and all this fun stuff. So it was great.
Matt, good stuff there. And again, if you want to find out more and more extended look, you can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
The puppies and their humans.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yep.
Let's jump into some trending stories here. Diana Ross, still the boss at 80 years old. And after 6 decades of a legendary career, she's actually working on keeping up with that title. She turns to 81 this year, and she recently told an audience she will never retire from the stage. Diana's 2-night show, a little reminder to appreciate the music legend while they still can. Tickets for her latest world tour available for shows, and it's happening all the way through the end of July, and good for her. She's still rocking and rolling.
80.
80 years old, doing it, man, right?
And turning 81 this year. That's impressive.
What I remember her the most, for some reason, I thought she was an actress, because for some reason I was at my cousin's house back in the 70s and I saw Mahogany. She played in this movie called Mahogany, you know. And so, do you know where I'm going from? And I always thought she was just an actress. I didn't know she was a big singer until I got older. And then now, obviously, the longevity of her career is awesome.
Incredible. Well, if you are in New York City, you might want to book a bath,
yes.
believe it or not.
You know, now, I would imagine that if I was homeless, this would be a good thing.
Yes.
But it's not always for the homeless, right?
It's not. For $75, you can book a bath in New York City. The Lush Spa offers a private bathing treatment complete with a selection of their signature products. The aptly named Book a Bath treatment comes with a rotating theme inspired by the movie Wicked.
Okay.
The theme will be in place until November 2025 to coincide with the re-release of the second part of the movie. Lush also teamed up with Universal to craft the ultimate Wicked-inspired soundtrack. I can't imagine going to a public bath like this and paying $80 to sit in
the water?
tub.
A tepid pool of their own filth.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash.
Hello.
So glad to have you here.
Hello.
And we're having fun here all morning long and all day long. We love having you here. You like shrimp? You eat the shrimp?
I sometimes.
I love me some shrimp. You like shrimp?
No, I can't eat shellfish. I die.
Do you
I
get
remember that.
anaphylactic shock from shellfish?
I have to go straight to the hospital.
Oh, do you carry a pen with you just in
EpiPen?
case?
No, I don't. I stay away from shellfish.
Just stay away from shellfish.
Yep.
How do you know though if something hasn't been fried in a pan?
Oh,
that
so
has
I am very careful. I always ask. Even if we go to a seafood restaurant for the kids, I always ask. So most of the times, if we go, I drink water.
Oh,
that's smart.
Okay.
You should drink water all the time. It's really good.
That's
for
true.
you. I've learned that from my wife. What about you, Maddie?
I'm
You
a
okay?
big shrimp fan.
Yeah, I love me some shrimp. I can eat shrimp any day of the week, man. Love me some shrimp. Grew up along the Gulf Coast. I lived in Mississippi for several years, and now you might be getting cheated out of Gulf shrimp. You know how like now they'll say, hey, it's fresh Gulf shrimp, fresh shrimp. If you're in Gulfport, Mississippi, which literally is on the coastline, you can go into restaurants and look at the ocean there. A new genetic test actually is revealing that a lot of the southern restaurants say that they have Gulf shrimp and they're importing it in. So much so in Mississippi on the Gulf Coast, they went by 44 different restaurants. Only 8 of them had real Gulf shrimp. Now keep in mind, as I said, you know Mississippi. You familiar with Mississippi?
Yeah, sure.
It's the state. All right, it's right by the water.
Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia.
Yes. I just found this out like
Louisiana is
last
just to the
Thursday.
left
So it was
of it.
interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Right out there is the Gulf of Mexico where shrimp live. They are bringing it in from other places in the country because it's cheaper that way. They went to Savannah, Georgia. They were just as guilty. That's right there on the Atlantic. 77% of the restaurants not actually giving local shrimp to them. The deception is actually hurting a lot of the local shrimpers. Right now, imported shrimp about 90% of the market. They tell you how bad that is.
Which is why the tariffs are so important to the shrimping
Hey, a good
industry,
point, yeah.
because they're saying the reason why you're not buying our shrimp is
great point.
because of X, Y, and Z outside of the U.S. So I think this will make a huge difference. And a number of these shrimp boat operators here in the U.S. have praised this as an opportunity to keep their businesses alive.
And they need to.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
especially when you're saying, hey, this is Gulf shrimp. Which you're like, hey, you're there. When in Rome, you eat like Romans do, and that sort of thing. So you're gonna eat, and what you're eating is not. And oysters might be a whole other thing.
Maybe we need to talk to Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, yeah, he would know, wouldn't
Shrimp
he?
boat.
So anyway,
Shrimp on the
ask
barbie.
if you're along those areas. I say it's Gulf shrimp. Say, is it really Gulf shrimp? And
Is it
because it's
really?
probably imported, and that is a very good point.
Yeah.
LeBron James getting his own Barbie doll. It's called the James doll, which we have one right here.
We do.
He wears men's shoes.
I love
that I'm
our
trying to
James
change.
doll.
He sports a jacket, sneakers, headphones, and a watch, all to complete his look inside of the box. The doll's jacket will also feature patches that represent LeBron's many achievements throughout his career. Unlike Barbie, who has little Skipper, he'll have his son as a little tiny Barbie.
Bronny.
That's a Bronny.
No,
That's
no,
not bad.
Not included. You gotta
Not
correct that
included.
later.
Oh, my
Ronnie
bad.
not included.
We'll still call him Skipper, though. Mattel, the parent company of Barbie, is going to donate a copy of the children's book. It's called I Am More Than for every doll sold. Donation's going to help to the LeBron James Family Foundation. That's also part of the deal. So there's some good stuff that's behind it as well. I can just see kids just rushing, boys of all ages, to get their LeBron doll.
Yeah.
It should have been called Action Figure.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's a
true.
good point.
You can't
I'm
say
with you on that
LeBron
one.
doll and expect boy, but you know, I
LeBron
guess girls
action
can play with
figure.
it as well.
I mean, Barbie might want to date LeBron, so
That's true.
why not?
That would make
I'm not buying it, man. If it's LeBron, you get to play with him half the time because the other time he wants to sit out because he doesn't feel like it that day.
He's
You
old.
know what they need?
He's old.
They need to have, kind of like how.
Like a young LeBron and an old LeBron?
That would be cool. But what they need is, like, they have a lot of like G.I. Joe had an action thing where his arm would go like this, where they press the back of it and he has that baby powder and he does that.
Yes.
Wouldn't that look cool?
Yes, that would be
Or
cool.
it just goes sits out the fourth
Or
quarter.
sits out the fourth quarter
Yes.
and
It is what it is.
go ups to Stephen Smith and
I'm
give him
mad
a-
that his pants are really tight and short.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
We're all saying this because I don't have a doll.
No.
That's the reason why.
Or
I
we're
think it looks good.
It's kind of cool to do.
Yeah.
that.
All right, stay with us. Daily Flash continues right after this. Get it, boys.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. The streaming show The Chosen hitting the big screen. I was able to sit down and chat with the show's star and creator.
By what authority are you doing these things?
My own.
Jonathan, your depiction of Jesus is so real to me. What did you want to bring to the role of the most important person in history, in my opinion.
You know, reading the scripts, knowing that this was an effort to humanize all of the characters in the story, a certain amount of my own personal humanity that I felt the freedom to be able to bring to it. But then also being very, very conscious as a man of faith myself that I had to balance that with his divinity. So in the day-to-day, in the interpersonal relationships with the disciples, in the banter between Jesus and his apostles, I always try to look for moments where I can bring in the divinity because the humanity is written for me.
Listen carefully, because I'm going to tell you what is about to happen.
When you put this together, I mean, did you think, okay, I have to have something that is for the masses?
Oh no, I'm not concentrating on any audience. Something that I think has allowed me to tell this story faithfully and hopefully well is that when I'm sitting on my couch with my laptop writing these scenes, I'm not thinking about the audience. It's hard enough just to be faithful to this story, to honor God, to honor the stories, to honor the humanity of these people. So what I'm trying to do more than anything else is taking down from stained glass windows and from paintings and from statues and from religiosity and from something that feels like a church presentation to find the humanity and the authenticity of these people who really were human beings 2,000 years ago. And that's why I think it has translated to people of all backgrounds.
The Last Supper, this is the most important week in history, if you think about it. So there's still some levity on
We're
set.
taking a big moment and a big week and trying to actually make it smaller. That's also true on the set. You walk on our set, and yes, even so, sometimes we're in this huge set, and there's big cameras, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people. You'll find it doesn't actually feel much different than it did in season 1.
Oh, that's good.
It's a group of artists coming together and trying to tell a human story. And if in between takes, if we're not having fun and enjoying each other, can you imagine trying to film 60, 70 days of intensity and weight and seriousness? I don't think it'd be sustainable.
You're telling me you don't already know what's in my head?
That's a conversation for another time. For now,
I'm the only one among us who is married.
so you think I should have only called single people?
Of course not. And I'm glad you didn't, but Eden will be alone with her Ima.
You're scared that things could get worse and you wouldn't be there.
See? That's what I mean. You already know anyway.
Simon, everyone here knows what you're thinking most of the time. It does not take God's wisdom.
I think the biggest thing for me, and maybe other people, they look, I want to hug you. I know that's weird, man.
No, I get that a lot.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So that's normal, right?
Yeah.
And then I sit down and I see your cool rings, your skull rings. I have so many.
Yeah, you got so
I'm
much.
relating to you
Yeah.
as an actor, but I can relate to Jesus because your dedication to it. So thank you for that. And this is such a big season that, I mean, look, I read the book. I know what happened, but even still, Jonathan, you do a fantastic job. So thank you for your dedication to that. You're having fun though, right?
I'm having a blast.
All right.
Best job in the world, and it'll be sad when it's done.
The hour is coming.
God is the ruler, yeah.
Such a great guy. Parts 1 and 2 of The Chosen, Last Supper's in theaters now. Head to chosen.tv to find out more about showtimes and where you can stream previous seasons.
Hey, well, get ready to celebrate dogs, cats, and all your favorite pets on Amazon Pet Day starting today. Here's Jen Ray from Amazon with more.
It's no surprise that people love their pets. In fact, 97% of pet owners consider them part of the family. Amazon's Jen Ray has more.
Amazon Pet Day makes caring for your pets easier than ever. The 48-hour sales event features thousands of deals with the convenience of Amazon's fast delivery. Whether you're welcoming a new puppy, upgrading essentials for a senior pet, or looking for products that pamper, there's something for everyone.
Nearly 2/3 of U.S. households have a pet. That's 86.9 million homes.
With so many households households having pets, Amazon has something for every pet owner and their furry friends, from trusted basics to exciting new favorites across price points. Plus, Amazon is expanding its pet care offerings, now providing prescription pet medications on Amazon.com through VetSource, a leading pet pharmacy.
On May 13th and 14th, Amazon Pet Day will offer incredible deals, including on our most popular and pet-approved brands like Purina Pro Plan, IAMS, PetSafe, O'Norman, Ring, and more. Learn more at Amazon.com/petday.
Summertime is almost here, and now is the perfect time to plan a tropical getaway. Nikia DeVoe Christie and Nicholas Mitchell join us from the beautiful beaches of Nassau and Paradise Island in the Bahamas. Nikia and Nick, what can visitors expect when they visit?
Welcome to Nassau and Paradise Island, where beaches are just the beginning. We're joining you from the beautiful Baha Mar Resort to show you the and more of the Bahamas. Yes, of course, we have sun, sand, and sea, beautiful, beautiful views, but there's so much more than that. We have lots of culture and flavor and activities here to do in Nassau and Paradise Island. Let's start with Junkanoo, our cultural festival. It's colorful and energetic, and you can catch it twice a year here in Nassau and Paradise Island. But don't worry, if you're not here during those times, you can get a little taste at all of our member hotels. And you can also do lots of fun other cultural things like checking out our art galleries, our museums, cultural sites, and of course, taste some Bahamian rum at local distilleries. And we're talking a little bit about that taste and that food. Nick, you're the foodie. Tell us about some other yummy stuff here in Nassau and Paradise Island.
Well, whether you want to go for something local or you want to go for something global, you can find it all in Nassau and Paradise Island. It really set itself apart as a culinary hub in the region. There's places like Arawaki, otherwise known as the Fish Fry, where you can go to get our local conch salad, grilled conch, fried fish, conch fritters, or if you want to get a nice boozy Bahamian experience, you can get yourself a sky juice, a beautiful concoction of coconut water, gin, and sweet milk. There are also a lot of global restaurants throughout our resorts in Nassau and Paradise Island, such as the beautiful Marcus Up Top restaurant where we're filming right now by Chef Marcus Samuelson. And if you're a real foodie and you really want to get the full broad Nassau and Paradise Island cuisine experience, check out the Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival, which is an annual festival for the consummate foodie.
Lots of things going on here, and it's so easy to get here. There's so many non-stop flights from the U.S. here into Nassau. Let's put it into context. If there's not a direct flight from the city where you are, just get on down to New York. We're 3 hours away from New York, direct flight, or get to Miami, just a 30-minute flight to get to Nassau. And guess what? You can get through U.S. Customs and Immigration's pre-clearance here in Nassau before you get back home. And we also have TSA pre-check and U.S. global entry. So it's a breeze to get through our Lynden Pindling International Airport. We hope all of these reasons and more of why you're going to visit us here in Nassau and Paradise Island. And Nick, guess what? They can find all of this information and more on NassauParadiseIsland.com or follow us on social media. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Nassau Paradise Island. We hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you, and we'll have more information on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and our focus turns to treatment for resistant depression. We're now joined by board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Lisa Harding and her patient, Mark. Hey, Dr. Harding, let me start with you. Tell us some of the signs, even symptoms of clinical depression, and how common really is this?
About a third of patients actually struggle with what's called treatment-resistant depression. And treatment-resistant depression refers to a patient that has tried and not responded to 2 oral antidepressants at adequate dose and duration. All depression is really characterized by 2 sets of symptoms, the major symptoms and the minor symptoms. The 2 major symptoms are low mood and really the inability to feel anything and participate in life. And the minor symptoms are the ones you really wouldn't think that had anything to do with depression. But those are the physical symptoms, sort of like the inability to concentrate, poor sleep, changes in appetite. And I have been really lucky to be working with J&J on a treatment for treatment-resistant depression called Spravato.
Where can folks go if we want to learn more?
Definitely, you can first start off with seeing your psychiatrist or your therapist or getting a referral from your primary care doctor to get the diagnosis of treatment-resistant depression. And you can go to Spravato.com And on that website, you can get all of the information about the clinical trials, as well as find a treatment site to receive the treatment.
Important stuff there. Thank you so much. We'll make sure this is on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, hearing loss is affecting younger generations more than ever. So what's behind the trend and how can it be prevented? Let's check it out.
Hearing loss is no longer just a concern for older adults. New research shows it's becoming a growing issue for younger generations too. Audiologist MJ D'Souza explains what's behind the trend and how to help prevent it.
The World Health Organization estimates that more than 1 billion young people are at risk of permanent, avoidable hearing loss, mostly due to unsafe listening habits like blasting music through headphones. In fact, nearly 20% of teens already show signs of hearing damage, and many don't even realize it.
Early screening and reducing stigma around hearing aids could make a big difference.
Many people delay seeking help for hearing loss due to misconceptions that hearing aids are only for the elderly or are cumbersome. Research shows nearly 60% feel embarrassed about their condition. However, today's hearing aids are sleek, discreet, and high-tech. Plus, regular hearing screenings are a free, easy, and painless way to stay on top of your hearing health.
For more on free screenings and safe listening practices, visit Beltone.com. That's Beltone.com.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. We're welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment.
Okay, so you want me to cancel the Will and Jada Smith celebrity roast? Okay, will do.
You'll be entertained with intriguing, informative, and engaging guests. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun.
All right, I'm going to pull a groin. Oh, that's not what broke.
Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Hey, before we head into the weekend, we always like to give you our picks for streaming for the weekend. This is where we tell you about something you got to check out on your streaming services. AJ, what's your pick?
Okay, I'm on a true crime binge right now. My pick for the weekend is the true crime documentary, A Body in the Snow, The Trial of Karen Reed.
Karen Reed is accused of hitting John O'Keefe with her SUV and leaving him to die in the snow.
Their relationship was not a happy one.
Not a single witness actually saw this happen.
There's a whole other side of the story.
This is funny, Ms. Reed?
They've got her guilty already.
So many twists and turns to this. There's alleged police corruption. It ended in a hung jury. She is back on trial for the second time this month.
I'm so interested in this. I'm definitely checking that out. Well, my pick this week is seeing Rick Moranis show us some of his best relics from one of my favorite films, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, on Cinema Relics on YouTube.
So, as an actor, how much help do you get from the props around you?
You wouldn't be able to do it without it. You have to have all the tools that you need. Costumes, props, helmets to build a character, absolutely critical.
It's great seeing Rick Moranis kind of start to get back out into the public lifestyle because of his whole story is he basically became a home dad because his wife passed away. So he decided to give up acting, stay home, but he's starting to get more back out there because his kids are older.
And he didn't shrink them.
No, he didn't shrink them or blow them up.
Right. All right, she's my favorite actress. It's the weirdest, coolest movie I have seen in a while, and I just discovered it, so I'm testing you. It's called Poor Things.
This is Bella. Bella, this is Mr. McCandles.
Hello, Bella.
It is so weird. It is so awesome. Yes, that's how far behind I am. Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, and Mark Ruffalo star a young woman brought back to life via a brain transplant by an unorthodox scientist. Do not watch this with your kids.
No.
At
Or
all.
your parents.
Or your parents.
Just watch it by yourself.
Or
Just
if
watch
you're
it by yourself.
afraid, if you're afraid when like women's health products come on TV
Yeah.
and you get embarrassed,
Yeah.
do not watch this. I love Emma Stone
It's
so
so
much.
good.
I love her even more. It is the weirdest movie at all, but I appreciate the fact it's something different. I think if you go in there that way, you'll do that.
She won an Oscar for this, if I remember correctly.
What I love is the disclaimer. I don't know if it was in the movie, but it says, this movie depicts smoking. And that is the last thing. Why it did that disclaimer. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.